Remember, it was against Jerome Bettis, 1998. We went up there to play him at Three Rivers Stadium.
You were with Jacksonville?
I was with Jacksonville. We went up there, and his nickname, the Bus. He was carrying people the first half, and in the second half, I said, you know what, man, something got to change.
What do you mean he was carrying people?
Well, you know what, I mean, he's a beast, and so that means he was getting the ball, he was running all over the place, people was missing tackles, and he was dominating. The crowd was wild.
And you had enough of it?
When I had enough of it, I was in the locker room, and I said, you know what, if something's going to change, it got to change. So I grabbed my helmet, I put it on the stool in the bathroom, and I looked at the camera, you know what I'm saying, at the mirror, and I said, you know what, it's about to go down. And so I got it and went outside, and the very first play of the third quarter, I said, I don't care what happens, he gonna feel me today. And I lined up, came downhill as fast as I could, under control, and I hit him so hard. Knocked him down, jersey all over here, helmet all over, you know, all twisted up. But for me, man, I got up like, yeah, baby. Because at the end of the day, you know, you had to set the tone.
Did he know? Did he feel you?
Oh yeah, he felt me. We had many battles after that. It's a mutual respect.
Yeah, sure.
Because he brought out the best in me, so I loved it.
Okay, so let me know when we're going live. That's an awesome story.
Yeah, we'll give you,
hey,
we'll give you a 10-second countdown.
Oh, let's roll.
All right.
Okay, that's awesome, dude.
Oh man, I love it. That hits on YouTube too. That hits on YouTube too.
Yeah. Oh, the hit's on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, so that hit he just described to me, guys, Robert, is on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I want to find it.
Sure.
And cut that piece separate, right?
Absolutely.
So like when did he look at you when he was getting up? Like,
we did. So if you look at Donovin,
I just met Donovin Darius for the first time.
Well, I really believe because he was trying to play it off. Like I didn't really hit him. Like I'm okay. But I knew at the end of the day he felt me. And that's all I wanted to do is allow him to feel me.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that's when my wife, the first time I hit her, she's like, whoa. I felt that. She thought I was a little guy.
He's bizarre. And my life has been said, he's bizarre.
Hey, Grant Cardone here, and welcome to Power Players. Every Tuesday, I come to you to bring you someone that has achieved the state of power in their life and done whatever they had to do in their life to get in a powerful position. Today, I have Donovin Darius. You might know Donovin, 10 years in the NFL? 10 years in the NFL, played 9 seasons for Jacksonville, 1 season with Miami. How was that season with Miami?
That was a tough season. That's the year we went 1-15.
3 consecutive years set records for Jacksonville Jaguars franchise player. Today he's a mentor and performance coach. You're doing some great things in the world. He's a professional speaker working with companies and corporations, available at events, and I'm so proud, so honored to have you here today in studio.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me.
So look, before we go talk about the NFL and what you're doing today, all right? Tell me about young Donovin, okay? Young Double D.
Yeah,
where you grew up?
Yeah, I grew up in Camden, New Jersey. It was 5 of us. My mom had 5 kids by the age of 23. I had a father who went to the military, to the Marines, came back. And again, growing up, man, very, very humble beginnings. It was one of those situations where I would walk outside my house. On one side was gangs, on another side was guys selling drugs. I mean, everything,
it's a really tough neighborhood.
Everything around me. There wasn't anything that you can look at to say that you can really be anything. And so it was a lot of depression. It was a lot of crime. Matter of fact, Camden was rated the number 4 most dangerous city to live in, and number 10 in terms of violent crimes. And so
now let me ask you. So how did you guys end up there? How did you and your mom's dad, or how did your dad and your mom end up in that neighborhood?
Well, they grew up there. Their moms and dads was from that area, that Delaware Valley, Philadelphia area, and they just happened to meet, and we lived in Camden for as long as I knew.
So your dad he's in the military. So is he serving or?
No, he's passed away a couple years ago.
Okay, but at that time when you were growing up, was he serving in the military?
No, he was home. He was back home.
Okay.
But what was interesting, Grant, was seeing my dad, and that's why I love the military. Seeing my dad come back with some issues and understand that no matter how hard he tried, he was, we were talking about the military earlier. No matter how hard he tried, he was still a byproduct of some of the things he experienced. So.
Yeah. And your mom, what did she do? Was she?
And my mom did. Yeah, she did everything she could. She would work 2 jobs. She did work 2 jobs when she could. And that, I tell you what, that's one of the things that drove me, because I kept seeing my mom work the way she did. Like all that I am, all that I will be, I owe it to my mom. Because she was a powerful woman who, there was many days, man, spent time in a room by herself, crying, not knowing what in the world she was going to do to raise 5 kids
Right.
by the age of 23. And so,
Wow.
but she everything she did, she poured into us. To right now, my whole family, my oldest brother, he works as a minister. My sister, she works at a school as a dean coach, dean of graduation. My other brother works as a correctional officer. My other brother has his own barbershop. So it's been instilled in us a sense of service, a sense of community. But a lot of all that came from just our upbringing.
So when did you, at what age did you, forget the NFL for a second.
Sure.
When did you know you were going to be a man of service, of inspiration? Was that young? Were you looking for something as a kid?
I tell you, at a very young age, I remember coming home many times and coming in the house and just checking the light switch to see if we had electricity, because we didn't have a lot of money and a lot of times our lights was off. Other times I would go in the refrigerator and see what's in there, and there really wasn't anything in there. Many times we went to the hospital, go see my mom because she was there for complications with her heart from just stress. And so I remember going through all those things. I remember going through the streets and streets of Camden and being afraid to walk down certain streets because of gangs and bullies and you name it. And so I got to the point where I went to talk to a counselor one time, at my school. And
How old are you at this point?
I was about 11 years old.
Okay.
And I tried to tell him everything that's going on to try to get his help. And what he told me changed my life. He told me, he said, Donovan, I feel sorry for all that you're going through. He said, but always remember this. He said, you'll always be a black kid from Camden, New Jersey. And what he said then, what he thought was going to destroy me or get me in a place where he wanted me to accept it, I didn't accept it. I used that as my motivation. I said, you know what? Somebody else's opinion of me does not have to be my reality.
Or did you know that later?
I knew it later, but at the moment he said it, I realized that, you know what? I felt sad because of what he said.
Yeah.
But there was just this inner waking. It was just this inner waking in me. I mean, that was saying that at the end of the day, that's not who you are. That's not what you're created to be. That doesn't have to be somebody else's end of story. Does not have to be yours. And so I just continued to just start pushing, and I thought sports was a way, and whether it's grades, whatever it may be, I just started to continue to go because I wanted to change the situation for my family. That's how I started.
Youngest kid? Where
I'm in the middle.
I'm in the middle.
Okay. Yep. I got an older brother, Gene, older brother, sisters, Felicia, younger brother, Antoine, and younger brother, Chris.
And was your dad working?
No, he was on disability.
Oh, got it. Okay.
And so he
your
came
mom
back.
was the breadwinner.
Yes.
Your dad was at home, and you guys were poor. It sounds like you were
Yeah.
poor.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yes. I mean, POO part. Well, you know what I mean? We were what it was, and like I said, my mom did what
Did
she
you
could
know
do.
you were poor?
No, when you poor, you don't know because
No, you don't know when you're poor,
you don't know that you're poor because everybody around you has some of the same situations.
Right.
As long as you have a new pair of sneakers, you have school clothes come school day. When school first starts, then I think you feel like you made it.
Yeah. Donovin Darius is in studio. He's on Power Players with me. We're going to come back and talk about his career in the NFL. 10 years. That's a long time for a ball player, right?
The average career is 3.
Yeah. 10 years in the NFL. And most importantly, what he's doing now on Instagram, he's Donovin Darius Empowers. We'll throw that, there it is right there. We'll throw that up so you have it. If you have questions, post them in comments. I'll make sure Donovan gets them. And I want you to know what he's doing. I want your company to hire this guy. When we come back from break, we're going to talk more with him, okay?
Sometimes you need a reminder, a quick pickup and a set in the right direction. Every question has a topic, every fork in the road has an answer, and Rob Thompson has that answer for you. 60 Seconds with Rob is a YouTube video series designed to engage you, inspire you, motivate you, and get you set on the right path to wealth creation and a better life.
Right now, you can get Rob Thompson's free book on how to change your life, your career, and get moving. It's a free ebook. We want you to sign up for it. You can go to robthompson.com/free. Steps that you can use right now to building your career. robthompson.com/free. Get your free book now.
Buying or finding a new home should not be stressful or boring. With over 14 years experience, Good Time Tommy has spent his time building strategies, tips, and content that will help you, the new homeowner or seasoned homeowner, get the best deal for your money. Educate, navigate, and celebrate. Because whether you're buying or selling, you're going to get more traffic to your property promotion on every channel, and watch as Tommy and his team work until you are satisfied. Your new home awaits you with Good Time Tommy and his team. Subscribe, like, and follow at goodtimetommy.com. That's goodtimetommy.com.
Are you a small business who has employees that need health insurance? No problem. We at AG Capital have a brand new solution for you. AG Capital is a nationwide healthcare broker who works with every insurance and every healthcare provider to get you, the business owner, the best rates and the best protection for your employees. AG Capital will immediately show you how to add profit to your bottom line and show you, the employee, how to get a cheaper premium. Register now at agcapitalgroup.com. That's agcapitalgroup.com.
Hey, welcome back to Power Players. Donovin Darius is in studio with me today. We're talking about his stint with the NFL. 9 seasons, Jacksonville Jaguars, 1 season with the Miami Dolphins. That was a tough year, man, 2007. 3 consecutive years set records for being named Jacksonville Jaguars franchise player. There's an awesome dude right here. He's got his own nonprofit organization that serves youths, teenagers, and parents with life and leadership skills. You came from nothing, man.
Yeah.
Like I grew up in the middle class and then went backwards. You started at the bottom, and you're a story of somebody that's given back today. When did the sports thing start filling in? How old were you when you're like, okay, this is gonna be my game for a while?
Yeah, I started running track, man, when I was in 2nd grade. And interesting story about football. I went out for football. I went out for the Centerville Simbas in Camden, New Jersey, and guess what? I made the team when I was 9 years old, but it cost $35 to play, and we didn't have $35. So can you imagine the heartbreak of you're going out, you made the team, everything, you went through the trial and you made it, but you couldn't afford to play. And so the only sport that I could play growing up, which was free, was track. And so I ran track my whole life and then played football once I got to high school.
Wow.
Yeah. But as far as me knowing, I started to know, I had dreams of being in the Olympics. And as far as football, I had dreams of being Bo Jackson. You know, I used to put a shoe on this side of the street and a shoe on that side of the street, and I used to be out of bounds. And man, I used to get that ball, and you would have just knew I had some moves, man.
Yeah. So like you're a kid. What's your dad saying to you about this? I mean, is he involved at this point?
Not really.
Your mom's working.
My mom's working. Like I said, my older brother Eugene, he did a tremendous job of keeping us safe, protecting and going around and making sure that we was provided for in as much as he could. My dad was in and out. Again, I love him, but I understood that he had some situations that he was dealing with. And the friends around the neighborhood. At the end of the day, what's amazing is in a situation like that, in an inner city, in the hood, growing up in the ghetto, you form some of the strongest relationships. It is a community. You hear what they say. It takes a village, a community to raise a child. It does. It does. I mean, I have my next door neighbors that if I got out of line, they would tell my mom, and you didn't want to come home because mom was waiting for you.
So they were protecting you from the gangs and the crime and the drugs, and I'm sure they all, right?
Yeah, they did. They did as much as they can, but I tell you, athletics and being involved in sports and other extracurricular activities, because it kept you occupied.
Yeah, exactly.
See, idle mind is a devil's workshop.
Yeah.
You sit around and you don't have.
An
idle mind is a devil's workshop because you're sitting around, you have nothing to do. Then at the end of the day, you're gonna find something. You're a kid. Totally. You're 10, 11 years old, and you have all this energy. You have this testosterone. You start to compete. Well, competition on the field. If you're not on the field, then competition turns it another way for manhood, for this, that, and the other. And so, being able to be occupied, doing something productive, and moving it forward.
Yeah. So then you went to college. Did you play college?
I did. I got a scholarship. I'll tell you what's interesting.
You played high school, then you went.
Yep. I went to Woodrow Wilson High School in Camden, New Jersey, and from there, what's interesting is I was there as a new student in the first in Woodrow Wilson, and college used to come looking at another guy who was a senior. And they used to say, Donovan, they used to say to the coach, who is this number 20 guy? Because they started to notice me. And that's why when I talk to organizations or individuals, like, listen, man, are you noticeable? Are they looking, they're going to be looking at somebody, but are you on the scene? I mean, what is it about what you do that people are going to notice, you know, in terms of either your results, your behavior, your action, whatever it was. And so they started to notice me right away. And I wound up getting a scholarship to Syracuse, went up there and maximized my time while I was at Syracuse, which was a dream come true. Matter of fact, I tell people, I got to Syracuse with one suitcase on a Greyhound bus. That's how I went to school. It wasn't any, hey, load the car up, family, this is the Partridge family, and we going to school. My mom was at the bus stop crying while I'm on when I'm on a bus, the Greyhound bus, to go to school. That's how I started my journey there. But at the end of the day, man, I don't look at anything. Did
you like school? Was school hard? Easy?
It was. I was a good student, but I had to continually focus on it. At the end of the day, it didn't come easy to me, but it wasn't super hard. Now, granted, there were some classes that was hard. But other than that, I always had a mindset, and I think it came because of what my mom did when I was younger. When I was younger, she spent a lot of time with me. Doing different exercise. She used to have us go through the newspaper when we were younger and just circle certain words or try to find different things. I mean, she really poured in, which developed a healthy appetite for learning. And to this day, I look back at all the things that I love to do, the do-it-yourself things, the technology things, and just keep learning and just understand that it came from a certain point.
So when did you get picked up by Jacksonville?
Oh, man, it was in '98. I'll never forget. It was April 23rd, man. We was in Delran, New Jersey, and the whole house my mom lived in a two-bedroom apartment on the second floor, and that was an amazing day because I didn't know where I was going to go. Think about it. In a matter of one call.
You're done with college?
I'm done with college. Just a matter of one call, I can be all over the country. And so I'm sitting outside in the house in a Jeep Cherokee just waiting. And got my eyes closed, listening to songs, trying to, make the stress go away. And I got a knock on the window, boom, boom. It was Antoine. And he said, Donovan, Jacksonville on the phone. And so I got out the car, ran upstairs, man. If it was a 40-yard dash timing, I would have broke the record. I got there so fast. And I get to the top.
Were you expecting a call? I mean, what was
I was hoping for a call.
Was it draft?
It was draft day. Okay. It was right on draft day. And
so you're in the car waiting, like sitting there, hey, am I going to get drafted?
When is it going to happen? I mean, it was 12 o'clock.
You knew it would for sure? I mean, did you know you would get drafted?
You don't know.
You don't know. Yeah,
you don't know. They say, Donovan, you can go first round, you can go third round. And you can get on the first day or the second day. So you're just waiting around. And you have no idea.
Or maybe not at all. Maybe you don't get picked up at all, right?
Exactly. And that was the situation. So when I got the call,
sounds like
it was amazing.
Am I ever going to get picked up? Okay, so you're in the Cherokee.
I'm in the Cherokee. Antoine knocked on the door, on the window. I ran upstairs. See my mom was the most amazing thing. And if you can visualize, man, the whole house split in terms of people like the Red Sea. And on the other side, you see my mom holding the phone up in her hand. And then I get on the phone, and it was Coach Coughlin. He said, Donovan, would you like to be a Jaguar? I was like, you better believe it. It was like dream come true. And so,
how much money did that mean to you? Just because I'm curious.
Oh, I mean, that was so much. I mean, I got my first contract for 5 years was like $2 million, but $2 million for 5 years.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, going from what I didn't have, being on food stamps not having to $2 million.
First job's paying you $400,000 a year.
Come on now.
I didn't make $400,000 a year until I was like 35 years old and had my second business. Okay, you're watching Power Players. Donovin Darius. When we come back, he's going to talk to you about what he's doing today, in addition to sharing with you his #1 hit in football, which is all over YouTube, by the way. And what he's doing to change people's lives today is unbelievable. Don't go away.
Opportunity, it's what we live for. Financial freedom is created from opportunity. At Symmetry Financial, we are committed to getting hard workers, talented individuals who love to sell, who love to help others create a strong 6-figure income. If you ever wanted to have everything you wanted in life, Symmetry Financial holds the key to get you there. We want you, the top talent, the best in the business, to join our team. Sign up now at sfgcareers.biz. That's sfgcareers.biz. Make 6 to 7 figures overnight as an expert in your industry. Monetize your knowledge, monetize everything you work for, and make it work for you. Russell Whitney, expert in knowledge monetization, has worked with some of the largest brands, Robert Kiyosaki, Tony Robbins, Kevin Harrington, and George Foreman, in building out content that made them kings of their space. Scale your business to a 9-figure brand, sell from stage, create events, build a sales team, and get moving right now on your greatest expansion in business yet. Visit russellwhitney.com. That's russellwhitney.com to get started.
Tired of buying ads? How much would 5 times more visitors from search engines like Google or Bing do for your business? Link Research Tools helps you increase that free organic traffic, with companies like Hertz, MTV, and LinkedIn have increased their revenue as much as 600% using Link Research Tools. We have offerings to get your business to become the dominant force on the internet. The secret of internet traffic is what we give you, and we convert that traffic into cash flow for your business. Learn more at linkedresearchtools.com. That's linkresearchtools.com, and sign up now.
Hey, welcome back to Power Players. Every Tuesday, it's Tuesday, I'm losing my mind because we've been traveling so much. I talk to you, bring you somebody in power, and today I have Donovin Darius, his book. You have to go out and get it. It's on Amazon. Go grab it right now. Next Level Motivation. If you heard what I just heard on this last break, redefine yourself, grow through adversity, stay occupied, and get noticed. How do you do these things? This is what defines a person's life. This guy's helping, a mentor, performance coach, speaker, 9 seasons with the Jaguars, played 1 season with the Dolphins. How'd you even get through that last season? That was a rough season.
It was a rough season, but just like life, man.
I didn't move to Miami because of that season. I put it off. I'm like, I don't even think I can go down there.
That was a tough season, man. It was fighting in the locker room. I can't tell you what happened in the locker room, but it was. When you're losing, man, everybody seems like the enemy.
Everybody starts pulling each other apart, huh?
Yeah, no, everybody.
Yeah.
It was a tough one.
So look, you told me on break, hey, the average person in the NFL is 3 years. You don't get a pension until the 4th year.
Exactly.
You did 10 years. Mm-hmm. What made you different than the average guy that can't make it 3 years?
2 things. Yeah. Number one, a mindset, and number 2, a process. Mm-hmm. And so the mindset, I had to start understanding, what is my capability? What am I able to do? When I talk to people, majority of the people that I talk to and deal with, they're dealing with some type of self-confidence issue. And
even with those guys?
Even with those guys. There's some, in their mind, they see a certain picture. And it's like looking in the mirror and expecting to see something different. What you're showing me on the outside is because of what's going on the inside. And so at the end of the day, was I nervous? Yes. Did I have doubt? Yes. Did I experience fear at different times? Yes. But at the end of the day, that mindset, then that process allow you to move forward. And so, understanding that in order to be successful, you need to be prepared. You need to practice. You need to have that execution mindset. You got to welcome adversity. You got to conquer adversity. And you got to dominate the game. So that's what I teach these guys, and that's what I had to do. And I can look at.
Did you know you were doing it? Did you know like I think we watch Sundays. We watch ball. The ball players on Sunday. And we think they're all put together. Right. They're all confident. They're all fearless.
No. Well, here's what I did know. I knew that at the end of the day, I don't want to leave any stone unturned. Mm-hmm. I knew at the end of the day that nothing can take away from my attitude and my effort, because I can control that. Mm-hmm. So that means that I can prepare for every situation that I'm going to have. So on Wednesday, my preparation was to break down this team, all the run plays, all their famous pass plays. Mm-hmm. On Thursday, it was I had to break down all the different screenplays. On Friday, I had to find out.
You're talking about you're breaking them down.
But here's the thing, though. On Fridays, I would watch film 2.5 hours after practice by myself, a film on myself. Because here's what I wanted to do. If I didn't know my own blind spots, the other team knew it. So I not only had to study them, I had to study me too. Yeah. So now when I go out on Sundays, as I call it, the hay is in the barn. That means
the hay is in the barn.
I done did everything I need to do. Now it's time. Now it's time to eat. So the games was easy. Yeah. Because
now let me ask you this: what percentage of the time are you looking at blind spots as opposed to working on your strengths?
Oh man, I'm working on my strength. I would say about 90% of the time.
But you're also looking at
I'm looking at the end of the day, because we're always learning. Mm-hmm. See, I feel like this in life: you win and you learn. You win and you learn. And the times you only lose, when you don't learn the lesson. You know what I'm saying? Or you give up. That's the only time you lose. Mm-hmm. When you don't learn the lesson and you give up. And so at the end of the day,
Dude, that'd be a good name for a book, bro. Win and you learn.
oh, I love it. There you
Win
go.
and you learn.
There you win, you learn. There it is. Coming to you.
Coming soon.
Coming soon.
To Amazon.
But yeah, but to that point, Grant, I would study myself and I would keep looking forward because at the end of the day, you know, as they always say, you hear it all the time. The rear view mirror is so small because the big one in the front, you got to be moving forward.
Yeah, windshield's bigger.
So
than the rear.
exactly. So I got to set the goal. but I got to put the work in.
Yeah.
I got to put the work in, and I got to be willing to sacrifice.
10 years, boom, goes by that fast, or did it seem long, or what?
No, it went by fast afterwards. I put like this in life. In life, you're observing. You know what I'm saying? You're experiencing it. And so when you're in the middle of something, you're experiencing it. So you don't have any concept of time. But other people are observing. So that's why you need mentors. That's why you need coaches, because they can tell you what they see. But when you're done, then you can go back and reflect and see, okay, that was my life. And so what I do now, I had a lot of videotapes of me playing, highlights, this, that, and the other. I can now celebrate my career now because now I can observe it because I'm no longer going through it. But for me, I didn't even recognize time at all. It was a grind.
Right.
Every year they're trying to replace you. You know what I mean? Pressure was high, stress was high. But at the end of the day, performance had to be high.
So you were how old when you finished?
When I was finished, 33.
Okay, so 10 years. How long does it take you to make the transition back to civilian life?
It took me about 3 years. It took me about 3 years.
What was that like?
You know what? From an emotional standpoint, it was tough. It was tough because when you lose something, you go through transition. You go through different phases. Number one, you lose your significance. You lose your structure. You lose, the people around you. And so you go through these different phases. You start to isolate yourself. You start to deny that it's over. You start to get bitter. You start to get angry because you feel like at the end of the day, somebody stole my dream from me. I can still do this.
You knew it was going to end.
You knew it was going to be end, but guess what? But you never know when it's really going to be over. Because everything you've developed up to that time, has been because your mindset. Think about this. The healthiest you ever was the day before you started playing football. That was the healthiest you was. So that means your whole career.
What do you mean?
Well, I'll share with you. That just means that your whole career, you're always going to have something wrong with you, but you're willing your way through it.
Okay, so the healthiest you ever were
was the day before you started playing. Because that means you're always managing something. It's like you deal with people in business or in life and they always got excuses. Well, guess what? Everybody got an excuse. Something's always going to happen. Adversity is always going to happen. But it's your ability to overcome and grow through it, which makes the difference. We talked about during the break. I truly believe that the number one tool, measure of success is a person's ability to overcome adversity. And so whether it's injuries, whether it's a bad game, whether it's a bad play, whether it's a coach, I don't care what it is. It's just an opportunity for you to grow if you look at it, in that manner.
So the transition, 33 years old.
Yep.
Jesus died when he was 33.
Yep. Man
You're
of
in
purpose.
transition. He's in transition.
I thought about that too. I said, man.
I live on the 33rd floor.
There you go, man. So yeah, it was tough, but here's what happened. Here's what I had to do, and I think we shared about this earlier. The key to transitioning is to understand, at the end of the day, what are the buckets you need to fill. So, for example, when I played, being as a professional athlete was one of the only plays between those lines where I was totally present. That means physically, everything about me physically was present between those lines. Emotionally, every emotion was necessary. Anger, excitement, joy, whatever. Spiritually, I'm a teammate. This is my brotherhood. We're going to win was needed. And mentally, the strategy was needed. But when you get done playing, there's not any place that requires that amount of totality and presence. You can't be 100% physical in the mall. You can't be 100% emotional with your wife or your husband. And so at the end of the day, you got to find out, well, what is it that I can do to deliver this passion and this purpose? And that's what caused me to start a sports camps organization for youth, to do a foundation for families, to do what I do with the professional speaking, working with corporations and organizations, and the stuff that I do with NFL players. Because now I feel what you feel, this energy, this passion, is what I had there.
I feel it, right?
Yeah, because and you're usually always giving it, and so at the end of the day, but it comes back to I discovered my purpose, and it protects your life, and it gives you direction.
We talked in my office before this about, you made a comment about having something to do all the time, okay? Like boredom. Anytime I've been bored, ever since I was a little kid, if I'm bored, I'm in trouble. Something bad is about to happen. Something bad's going to happen to Elena. Something. There's going to be an argument. Something. Talk about the importance of a purpose, a mission, a game. The white lines. You talked about the white lines. What happens on
Well,
the
you
field?
have to. I mean, we always hear that, idle mind is the devil's workshop. And so at the end of the day, you were created. Everybody was born fully loaded. It's your job to discover what you're here to deliver. Everybody is here to deliver something to this generation and beyond. You have to discover exactly what that is. And so what I love to do working with people is help to motivate and inspire them to be able to develop a mindset and a process to discover what that is and to dominate. I love when you talked in your other messages about dominate. Don't compete, dominate.
You like
because
that?
I love it, because at the end of the day, one of my favorite passages, even in the Bible, it says, let us make man, human beings in the image of God, and let them have dominion and authority over the face of the earth and everything.
Domination.
Dominion is domination. So you were created to dominate. I was created to dominate. Not over people, but over a specific area of gifting. Your job is to find out what that is for you. Here's mine. Teaching and encouraging. That's what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life. And it's just a matter of, hey, what I'm going to be teaching and encouraging, and I continue to do that.
Yeah. You've done 125 camps for kids.
Yes, I've done 125 camps for kids, boys, girls,
you
all
won a
sports.
Sports Emmy Award for that, for your contribution. So how can people help you support kids? Is there a way for the audience to do that?
Yeah, I mean, they can reach out to me if they want to support in any way. The foundation is Donovin Darius Foundation.com.
Donovin Darius Foundation.com.
They can reach out there, or if they just want to send me an email, they have some ideas, partnerships, sponsorships, whatever it may be, they can do it from there. I always share this, and somebody said, Donovan, you got to share this. Over the last 5 years, I have 5 life camps I've had 25 life camps for the families in Jacksonville where I don't charge. And with that, I had each one averages about 250 to 300 participants there. And I bring in like 25 to 30 organizations to support family services right there. I've given over $300,000 of my own money to my foundation, because at the end of the day, you got to put your money where your heart is at. If you want to know where somebody's heart is at, just check their bank account. It'll show you where is it at. And so being able to do it, so having support, having people come along to help build up the youth, help build up the teenagers, the parents, is key. So going through the foundation, reaching out to me, it would be a great opportunity.
Yeah. The book is Next Level Motivation. It's on Amazon. It's Principles for Living Life to the Fullest. Okay, I don't know what you've gotten out of this interview today. I know what I got out of it. Dude, when you said I was born fully loaded, I like 100% agreed that I love that. Yeah. When I left the treatment center for drug addiction when I was 25, and the guy says, you'll never make it.
See,
you're going to go back and use drugs again. Give up all your ideas about being famous and rich and writing books and all that stuff. Your book took what? How long to write?
5 days. It took 5 days. I was sitting there on Christmas.
5 days. How can you write a book in 5 days?
Listen, I was sitting there on Christmas Day, and I was listening to a lot of different messages by different people. And I said, you know what? How long are you going to be sitting at the table before you're going to get up and feed somebody else? Now, I already was doing speaking and all that, and the book was always something I just deprioritized, if you will. I said, you know what? I'm going to set the accountability. Come December 31st, this book is going to be written. And that's what I did. And I put the time in. I researched online, said, who's written a book? And I didn't look at your video yet. I said, who's written a book and what's the process to doing it? Somebody did it in 13 hours of time. I said, all right, I got the framework. It's time to put in the work. And I did it 5 days later.
So long, man.
I know, man. Hey.
You dragging around, man, jacking around, taking breaks, huh?
Man, no, it was great. But I tell you what, though, the reason why I had to do it, and the reason why I felt like it came out the way it did, because I believe we're all birthed with a story. And it's our job. Fully loaded. And it's our job, responsibility, to leave something for the next generation. Not so much what you earn, but what you learn. And people learn through your stories. They learn through the situation you overcame. And so at the end of the day, somebody's going to watch this and be inspired because they're like, I know what he's talking about, and I'm not alone.
Hey, what I learned from Donovan today was this: moms are important. Mom made a difference, huh?
Yeah,
my mom made a difference too, man. My mom had 5 kids.
5 too.
Single mom.
Now, where you fit in that?
I'm number 4.
Okay.
Me, 4 and 5. I'm a twin. I'm identical. So she popped out 2 at the end. Not planned for. Get noticed. How important is getting noticed today?
Oh, it's
in the world we live in.
I mean, it's really important because you think about it. With everything coming at your attention, driving all this, lack of attention and all this stuff, you have to do what you need to do. But here's what I want to the most important point about that. Get noticed for the right reasons.
Right. For what? Yeah.
Get noticed for the right reasons. So that means start from the inside out. Discover what is your purpose. What are you here for? And once you discover that, then get connected with the people that are doing something, that's similar, that similarity, and then produce it. So get noticed for the right reasons.
Right.
I'll share this with you. One of the things, my last 3 years in the Jaguars, and I share this with wherever I go, and that is this. At the end of the day, when you do what you do and you're irreplaceable, they'll pay you whatever you want because success travels after service. It chases after it.
I love that.
And so my last 3 years when I was with the Jaguars,
good titles
I was at the Jaguars and I was free. I was a free agent. And I can go to any other team that there was out there to market on me. But the Jaguars had a tag, what they can use, called the franchise tag. And the franchise tag basically says this: who is the one player on our team that we can't afford to lose? One person they can give it to. And so after my first year, they gave that tag to me. And they paid me $3 million. I got free after that. I played, I had a good season. The next year, they tagged me again. They paid me $4 million. The next year, I'm like, I'm free again. I get to go to another team, long-term contract. Next year, they gave me another tag, $5 million. And so at the end of the day, I looked at it and said, wait a minute.
It's a $5 million bonus?
It's a $5 million guaranteed for that 1 year, and then I get to go wherever I need to go. And so at the end of the day, I said, wait a minute. At the end of the day, this is a law. This is a law that's happening, and that's called the law of compensation. It says this: your ability to earn will be in direct ratio to three things. Number one, your ability to earn will be in direct ratio to the need that there is for what you do. If there's a need for it, that's what you're going to earn. Okay? Number two, your ability to do it. How good are you at doing what you do? And so how much learning are you doing? How much studying? How much working on your craft? Whether you're in sales, how much you learn with the cold call. I mean, everything that you do. And that's why I love what you do, because it's about developing and empowering.
Basics, man.
And here's the third thing. Your earning ratio directly to the difficulty that there is in replacing you. And so if they can just go get anybody off the street or anybody next to your cubicle and they can replace you, guess what? Then you're replaceable. So how do you make yourself irreplaceable?
What was the thing about success travels after service?
Yeah, success travels after service. At the end of the day, you will earn in life up to your level of service.
You're giving too much now, man. You're giving too much. You can't give this much. You got to come back, man.
Hey, man, I would love to come
Darius,
back.
okay? The website is Donovin Darius Empowers. On Twitter, at Donovin Darius. The book, get it right now. I want you to go to Amazon. If you don't have the money, oh my God. If you don't have the money, I'll buy the book for you. How about that, right? Remember when he didn't have $35 to play high school ball? Man, why didn't you just call me up? I'd have flipped you to 35.
Man, you look like you're from New Jersey, man.
You
look like one of my brothers from New Jersey,
really,
man. You do, man. You do.
Man, I could have grown up there, man. I'd have made it, man. I'd have made it, all right? Okay, check this guy out. We're going to have him back here. Overcome adversity. That's where you find out who you are. Use all your emotions on the field. I got to ask you this one thing before I let you go, okay? Why do you think a person should be able to use anger and grief? I mean, I guess if you're saying all the emotions, not just the feel-good ones. Why do you think it's important to be able to use all your emotions in life? I think just some of them.
Well, I think at the end of the day, because that's how we were made. That's how we relate to life and to people and circumstances. There are some emotions that we naturally have that helps us be able to get out of danger. So, what I call it inspirational dissatisfaction. And that's basically this. What are you so dissatisfied in your life? This relationship, your job, what's going on? And what is it calling you to be inspired to do? So that emotion of anger.
So maybe I'm not happy with where I'm at.
And that's a good thing.
Because it's going to cause you to change. Where I'm at. Yeah, exactly.
It's going to cause you to change.
That's why I tell people, man, you guys that are unhappy, maybe you're not satisfied. I had Ed Mallett in here today. He's like, I'm not always happy where I'm at. Good, use it.
At the end of the day,
maybe you shouldn't be happy.
I think you should, like you said, I think you should be happy, but never satisfied. Period. Never satisfied, because again, it is dissatisfaction that made somebody create the bike because they got tired of walking. It was dissatisfaction that made them make the car because they got tired of riding a bike. Make a plane, make a train. So what are you dissatisfied about that's going to inspire you to create?
I'm ready to make something, man. Okay, next level motivation. Wherever you are, however motivated you are or demotivated, there's a next level motivation. That's the name of the book. And get it today at Amazon. Check this guy out. We're going to do some other stuff together, man. I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
Thank you for sharing your story with me, okay? Hey, when are you going to sit in that chair? That's the game, man. The game's not to listen to Donovan or Grant. The game is to play on the field so that you get yourself in a position of power and you have something, some power, some example to transfer to others. I challenge you to get yourself in a position to sit in that chair and let me interview you. Thank you for watching Power Players today. God bless and be great and find your power.